Deep beneath the Hudson River, a machine the size of a 4-story building is eating through solid rock. Off the Virginia coast, wind turbines taller than skyscrapers are rising from the Atlantic. In Texas, crews are laying tracks for 200-mile-per-hour bullet trains. And above LAX, automated trains will soon glide through the air, carrying passengers over the worst traffic in America. Right now, across the country, engineers are building projects so massive, they'll change how 300 million Americans live, work, and travel. We're talking about infrastructure that'll make traffic jams obsolete, turn ocean winds into electricity for entire cities, and move people faster than ever before in American history. So if you're fascinated by the massive engineering efforts that are reshaping our world, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the mind-blowing projects that could transform America in 2026. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic on Century Boulevard, watching planes take off overhead while your Uber crawls toward LAX at 5 miles an hour. You're gonna miss your flight because of something that happens to 87 million Americans per year: getting trapped in the nightmare that is Los Angeles airport traffic. But by 2026, that nightmare could be over. Rising above the chaos, a sleek train will glide silently through the air, carrying passengers from remote parking lots to their terminals in minutes instead of hours. This is the LAX Automated People Mover, and it's about to revolutionize one of America's most frustrating travel experiences. The solution is floating 50 feet above the ground. The Automated People Mover is a 2.25-mile elevated railway that'll connect 6 stations, moving 10,000 passengers per hour in trains that operate without drivers, conductors, or even ticket collectors. The trains run on electricity, producing 0 emissions. They're actually controlled by artificial intelligence that can adjust speeds, manage passenger loads, and predict maintenance needs. The system operates 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, without breaks or human error. Each 4-car train can carry 200 passengers and their luggage, traveling at speeds up to 47 miles an hour. They're designed to handle California earthquakes, Pacific storms, and constant vibration from jet engines. By 2026, passengers should be gliding above LAX traffic, watching cars crawl below while they zip from parking to gate in under 10 minutes. But while LA is solving its airport traffic problem above ground, engineers on the East Coast are tackling an even bigger challenge deep underground. You're 97 feet underwater, surrounded by Manhattan schist, some of the hardest rock on Earth, mind you. The pressure above you could crush a car like a soda can. But you're inside a tunnel that'll soon carry 200,000 people every single day. This is the Hudson Tunnel Project, happening because 2 tunnels built over a century ago are literally falling apart. Hurricane Sandy flooded them with salt water in 2012, and now chunks of concrete regularly fall from the ceiling. The solution? Bore 2 brand new tunnels right next to the old ones, 97 feet below the Hudson River. Enter Ruth and her sister machine, both named after pioneering woman engineers. These tunnel boring machines are mechanical monsters, weighing 2,700 tons and stretching 450 feet long. They don't just dig, they simultaneously install concrete tunnel walls as they move forward. I mean, these machines are boring through rock that's 450 million years old. Manhattan schist is so hard, it was formed when continents collided and mountains rose where New York City now stands. This rock is so tough that it can dull diamond-tipped cutting tools in hours. Each tunnel stretches 2.5 miles, with 1.5 miles of them being underwater. They're designed to handle trains traveling at 100 miles per hour while withstanding the pressure of millions of gallons of river water above them. By 2026, Ruth should be halfway through her underwater journey, carving through prehistoric rock to create a transportation lifeline for the future. So while engineers are digging beneath rivers on the East Coast, their counterparts on the West Coast are literally building new land in the Pacific Ocean. Off the coast of California, something extraordinary is rising from the Pacific. It looks like a futuristic city, with towering cranes that move without human operators and electric vehicles that navigate themselves through a maze of shipping containers. This is the port of Long Beach's Middle Harbor, a glimpse into the future of global trade. America's busiest port complex was choking on its own success. Ships were waiting weeks to unload, creating supply chain nightmares. The solution was pretty radical: build an entirely new port on an artificial island. Creating the island required moving 20 million cubic yards of material from the ocean floor. That's enough sediment to bury a football field under 340 feet of dirt. Engineers had to relocate an entire underwater ecosystem, carefully moving over 1,000 fish to new habitats. This port kinda operates like science fiction. Automated cranes, guided by GPS and artificial intelligence, pluck containers from ships with precision measured in inches. Electric vehicles follow magnetic strips embedded in the pavement, transporting cargo without producing a single emission. When it's complete in 2026, this single terminal will handle 3.3 million shipping containers annually, enough cargo to fill a train stretching from LA to Chicago. More importantly, it'll do all this while producing 80% fewer emissions than traditional ports. From the Pacific coast, let's head to the desert, where another visionary is taking a completely different approach to solving America's transportation problems. 40 feet beneath the Las Vegas Strip, Tesla vehicles are racing through tunnels at 40 miles an hour, carrying passengers between casinos in minutes instead of hours. The Vegas Loop started as Elon Musk's answer to Las Vegas traffic. The city handles over 40 million visitors a year, most stuck in gridlock on the Strip watching their vacation time tick away. Musk had a pretty audacious solution: go underground. But instead of building massive subway tunnels costing billions, the Boring Company created something different. Small tunnels, just 12 feet in diameter, that Tesla vehicles can navigate at highway speeds. The expansion plans are just mind-blowing. A 29-mile network connecting downtown Las Vegas, the Strip, the airport, and major hotels. Traditional subway systems move hundreds of people in large trains that stop at every station. The Vegas Loop uses smaller vehicles, providing direct, non-stop service to your destination. It's kind of like having a personal highway system beneath the city. By 2026, the system could connect 15 stations across Las Vegas, turning a 45-minute traffic nightmare into a 5-minute underground journey. But if you think underground tunnels are impressive, just wait until you see what's happening above ground in Texas. In the heart of Texas, workers are preparing to lay tracks for trains that'll rocket between Dallas and Houston at 200 miles an hour, turning a 4-hour drive into a 90-minute journey. This is the Texas Central Railway, using technology that has never failed. The trains are based on Japan's N700S bullet trains, which have operated for over 50 years without a single fatal accident. The route stretches 240 miles across rural Texas. But as you can imagine, building a railway for 200 miles per hour requires a crazy amount of precision. The tracks have got to be perfectly straight and level, with curves so gentle that passengers won't even feel them. Over 50,000 people travel between Dallas and Houston every day, mostly by car or plane. The drive takes 3 or 4 hours in good traffic, which rarely exist. Flying takes about an hour, but with airport security and travel time, you're looking at half a day. This bullet train would change everything. Downtown Dallas to downtown Houston in 90 minutes, with trains departing every 30 minutes during peak hours. No security lines, no other delays, no traffic jams. Within the next 2 years, massive concrete structures are going to rise from farmland, creating elevated railways that'll stretch to the horizon. It's the kind of infrastructure project that could redefine what's possible in American transportation. While Texas is revolutionizing land transportation, engineers off the Atlantic coast are harnessing the power of the ocean itself. 27 miles off the coast of Virginia Beach, massive steel foundations taller than the Statue of Liberty are being driven into the ocean floor to support wind turbines that will power over 600,000 homes. This is the Coastal Virginia Offshore Wind Project, America's boldest bet on renewable energy. When complete, 176 wind turbines will rise from the Atlantic, each one standing 850 feet tall, taller than most skyscrapers. The turbine blades alone stretch 350 feet, longer than a football field, And these giants are going to generate 2,600 megawatts of electricity, enough to power every home in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and Newport News combined. Building a wind farm in the ocean presents some challenges land-based projects never face. The turbines have got to withstand hurricane-force winds, 40-foot waves, and corrosive saltwater. Each foundation requires driving steel piles 200 feet into the ocean floor. Specialized ships, some as large as aircraft carriers, transport turbine components from European ports. Installation vessels use massive cranes to lift 400-ton turbine sections 300 feet into the air, all while floating in ocean swells. It's no secret that America has lagged behind Europe in offshore wind development, despite having some of the world's best wind resources off its coast. The Coastal Virginia project changes that, proving America can build offshore wind farms at the scale needed to compete with fossil fuels. By 2026, the first turbine should be spinning in the Atlantic breeze, generating clean electricity for Virginia's power grid. These projects represent the biggest bet America has made on its infrastructure in decades. The challenges are real. Mega projects historically face delays, cost overruns, and technical obstacles. But the potential rewards could be enormous. By 2026, we're going to have our answer. Tunnel boring machines will either break through to create new transportation lifelines, or they'll be stuck in rock beneath the Hudson. Wind turbines will either be spinning in the Atlantic, or they'll be another abandoned dream. The stakes simply couldn't be higher. Because these aren't just construction projects, they're tests of whether America can still build the future. But what do you think? Which of these mega projects has the best chance of success? Are we finally ready to build the infrastructure America needs? Or will these projects join the long list of American infrastructure dreams that never become reality? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into America's most ambitious construction projects, be sure to subscribe for more stories about the engineering marvels that could reshape our world.